Work and reset is one of my favorite strategies. This strategy, teachers choose two different behavior goals they want their students to focus in on. For example, maybe you're having issues with your students raising their hand. They're just talking out loud or talking to a neighbor. Maybe you have students roaming around the room or leaving the classroom, and you want them to stay in their space. So think of two behavior goals that you want your students to achieve. That's the success criteria. From here, usually when I start work and reset, I usually give students one warning. And so what that means is students are going to work for 20 minutes. I set the timer for 20 minutes. They're working on their activities. Sometimes I'll even make it a shorter timer depending on what activity we might be working on. So for example, maybe I'm doing a bell work activity. Maybe that is a 10-minute activity or a 5-minute activity. I'll set that activity for 5 to 10 minutes. And if they meet both of those success criterias, then they get a choice of one of the activities that they get to do. So again, if they meet those success criterias based on how much time is on the timer, students could either talk with friends, tech time, stretch, or move around the room. I like to use 3 different choices for them to choose from when they get a 5-minute break. So again, if they met those 2 behavior goals, they get a 5-minute break where they can talk with friends, complete tech time, which could be music, playing a game, being creative on their devices. They can stretch or move around the room if they wanted to. And if they don't meet those 2 behavior goals, then they're going to reflect. During that reflection time, so that is that 5-minute time while everybody else is getting their free time, that student is working with me. Usually it's a small number. If it's the whole class, then we can do this activity together as a class. But students will then reflect. What was challenging during that work time? What went well? What would you change and how can I help? What can you try next time to meet the goal? I've also added these questions right into a School AI space. And so as the teacher, you could come into the School AI space and you could fill out the notes as the student is sharing. Or you could have your students share, but it's really important for you as the human to also be involved in the loop. You want to be having up mission control data so you're able to see and respond to how your teachers or how your students are doing in this space. That way I can have conversations with them. I can also see what's going on and we're able to make a plan so that when I set the timer again, because this is going to restart with the same behavior goals, then they have a chance to earn that free time. If they don't earn that free time again, they're back with me reflecting again. So again, usually students will sometimes test the limits the first time. It's really important to stay consistent, and it's really important to meet with your students during that 5-minute mark to have those conversations and reflect on their behavior. If students are still struggling during that time, again, you'll have them pause and they're going to have a reflection time again. Usually when I do this with students, I am able to have a really focused class, usually the first or second time after them reflecting. They usually will focus, they usually will do their work because they want to be a part of the other students in that 5-minute break. So consider using Work and Reset to really help you and your class be successful.